perish.
It is a terrorist agenda. We are going home. Buhari grazing root of the killers. We are going home. We the prize going home. Ayalabago Oduduwa is going home. We the do gra. We are going home.
Thank you very much. This is the tweet of the man that is now the governor of Kaduna State, where this mass killing, ethnic cleansing, genocide are really at the highest. And there is nothing that all of the security posts in Kaduna could do about it. He said this in 2012. We will write this for all to read. Anyone, soldier or not, that kills the Fulani takes a loan, repayable one day, no matter how long it takes. For those who actually know what that means, Rufai became the governor of Kaduna in 2015. And the Kaduna people who fought the Fulani invaders prior to 2015, majority of them have been slaughtered, including their own royal fathers. I'm talking about powerful, supposed powerful royal fathers killed in order to send the jitters down the spine of everyone that tries to question them. He said this. You remember when I told you that Nigeria always reward criminals? The level of your crime will determine the reward you will get if you belong in Nigeria. It is a country that rewards criminals. This criminal is a governor. And before you know it, he is likely going to be your president one day as well. When he became governor, he said he traveled all over Africa to tell all the Fulanis who left Nigeria because Nigerians won't part with their land from northern Nigeria. He said, come back now. Your brother is now the president. Your brother is now the governor. You can come back. If you lost your cows, we will pay. If you lost anything during the time, just come back. Since then, the people of Southern Kaduna, who are majorly Christians, including those who are Muslims, they have paid ultimate prices under this APC. So when you are looking for those, the genocidists and their sponsor in government, in military, and everybody that is standing up to defend them, in this one Nigeria, please don't just talk about the problems. You must always never forget to name the people behind this whole atrocity. Don't pretend and start asking yourself, how did we get here? We know how we got here. Listen to this as well. I am going to be quiet now.
Now I want to address Nigerians and the international community about the current happenings in northern Nigeria. Although it's not only northern Nigeria, it's the entire country, but most particularly northern Nigeria. And I want to address the indigenous Nigerians and the Hausa people, particularly in Nigeria. You know, we need to rise up. We need to open our eyes. The Fulanis are moving all villages, killing people, rampaging communities. You know, they have no respect for religion. Fulani man has no respect, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. I myself that is addressing you, I'm a Hausa person. These people have no regard for religion. If you are thinking it's about religion, you better open your eyes. The indigenous people in this country and the Hausa people need to rise up and open their eyes. This is not about religion, it's about ethnic cleansing. The Fulani people want to eliminate the indigenous Nigerians. Now, in my local government, Giwa local government of Kaduna State, it's a local government that is 99% Hausa people by tribe. But as I'm talking to you, over 4 days now, the Fulani militias have killed over 200 persons. And among them include my own relations. They have burnt houses. They have destroyed both Christians and Muslims. So it is high time for particularly the indigenous northern Hausas to unite themselves against this onslaught. If those that are in position of authority, if you think this is about religion, then you are still sleeping. This is not about religion. This is about ethnic cleansing. They are trying to eliminate the indigenous, Nigerians, the indigenous northerners, and take over their lands. This is about land grabbing. I'm telling you, in Zangwantama community in Giwa local government, which comprises of over 60 to 70 villages, cluster of villages, there have been so far now, over 100 people have been killed, houses burnt, their cows, their cattle that they use for, farming, for construction of ridges and all that, they have been scattered away, their houses, their cars, all their properties. As I'm talking to you right now, they have left their communities, they have run away to other places, the bushes, and even some of them have moved towards Zaria. How can you expect a farmer to move into the city to do what? To do what, for God's sake? It is high time for Nigerians to wake up. It is high time for the Hausas to wake up. The Fulanis are blindfolding our eyes, the Hausas. I'm a Hausa person, and I'm talking with passion. The Fulanis have used religion to blindfold us, to think that it is about religion. No, it is not about religion. It is about ethnic cleansing. It's high time for the Hausas. Thank God, this broadcast, I believe, it is going to be pushed into the group that comprises of all the houses, the indigenous houses, and with the effort making to unite the houses, to rise up against this onslaught. So I want you to understand this thing is not about religion. It's not about religion. It's about ethnic cleansing. The same thing that is happening in southern Kaduna, where the indigenous southern Kaduna are being eliminated by the Fulanis. The same thing is also happening in northern Kaduna, where they are purely Hausas. So it's not about religion. If you heard that people are being butchered in southern Kaduna, houses, communities burnt, and you are happy and you think it's about Christians, now you better open your eyes. It's not about Christians. I'm a Hausa person. Our Giwa local government, which is in northern Kaduna, many parts of Katsina, Zamfara many people have been eliminated. Now I want you to know right now, as I'm talking to you, in Mayo community and Kaya, there are villages, over 100 villages in that axis. It belongs to the western part of Giwa local government. Of course, just to mention, about a few months ago, the house of the person representing us at the state level now, the State House of Assembly, was killed by the bandits. So, and this man too is a Hausa person, is a Muslim. So it's not about religion. I want you to understand that this thing is not about religion. It's about ethnic cleansing. Right now, as I'm talking right now, this evening, they have started operation from about 5 p.m. up to this time that I'm talking to you right now. The Fulani militias are still there operating, killing people, burning houses, raping our women, kidnapping those that they can kidnap. This enough is enough. This is not just kidnapping, it's even more than kidnapping. This is an invasion. Now, I want you to know that Giwa local government is one of the major, agricultural community in Nigeria. Giwa alone can feed the entire Nigeria. Now, Giwa market, for instance, Giwa grain market is one of the largest, grain market in Nigeria. So if the inhabitants of Giwa local government are chased away by the bandits, now that will have multiply effect. That will have negative consequences, not just on the livelihood of the people, the inhabitants of Giwa local government, but the entire economy of Kaduna State and the entire community. Economy of Nigeria. Farmers are living, are running. Farmers are coming to the city. What will they come to the city and do? What will they eat? So it's high time for those in authority. Now, if you are hearing me and you are in authority, you have a say, and you keep quiet because you don't want to die, you will eventually die. You will eventually die, whether you like it, whether you like it or not. the governorship aspirant, from Katsina that was killed by the bandits some couple of months ago on his way from, Katsina to Abuja, to Abuja on the Kaduna-Abuja road. Did he knew that he was going to be killed? So if you think you are in position and you don't want to talk so that you will not be killed, you will still be killed. We that have chosen to come out and talk, we will still be alive. I know there is no devil in heaven and on earth that can eliminate my life. So if you will come out and talk, and get what is supposed to be done, it's better for you to rise up and talk. I've spoken to many military, those in the military sector. They have complained to me of, a lot of logistic issues, which is affecting their operations. All this is not worth it. And I want to assure you that, this is a conspiracy. This is a serious conspiracy. Why? Because, on the 24th of March, which is on Thursday, that the kidnappers started this operation, the network of the entire axis of western part of, Giwa, that is on the Mayo, ceased. So, they couldn't even call for help at the right time because the network has ceased. So what does that mean? That means it's a conspiracy. Turji, the head of kidnappers, who is resident in Zamfara, has came out on the social media, has claimed responsibility for hundreds of lives, that have been killed, and yet nothing has been done to him. Which kind of governless country are we in? Life in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, particularly, most especially in Giwa local government, is becoming poor, brutish, nasty, and short. Life is becoming uncertain. Which kind of situation is this? I am calling on well-meaning individuals who can speak, whose voice can be heard, to rise up and speak against this evil. This is evil, and this evil will consume everyone eventually if we keep quiet. If you think you are in the city, if you think where you are is saved, and therefore you will keep quiet, I'm telling you, a time will come, even those in the city will not be spared. About some months ago, Zaria, which is a city, the second largest city in Kaduna State after the main, Kaduna city, has experienced a lot of, kidnappers attempts and all that. So don't say you are in the city and you will keep quiet. And even if you think you are saved, what about your relations? What about your relations that are in the villages? So let's come out and talk against this evil, and not just talk, but act against this evil. Those that have access to President Buhari should speak to him. Those that have access to, Governor Rufai should speak to him. Those that have access to other state governors, those that have access to head of various security apparatus in Nigeria, they should speak. These bandits are human beings. They are not spirits. They are human beings like you and I. If there is effort, they can be stopped. They can be stopped. Nigerian military is more than equipped to face them and destroy and annihilate them. These people, they are not they are not evil spirits. They are people that are known. Where they are located is known. So why not Nigerian security reinforce? Both the land army, and the air force should reinforce and face them and clear them. If we refuse to act, this evil will consume every one of us. So I want to call particularly on the Hausas, the indigenous Hausas, to rise up.
One moment, please.
I know that Fulanis have deceived the Hausas. They have.
Please don't call in. I'm not taking calls
yet. Though they constitute the minority in terms of population, but in terms of the politics of northern Nigeria is Fulanis. In terms of the traditional relationship of northern Nigeria is Fulanis. In terms of every position, every authority, Fulanis have occupied. So it's becoming difficult for the government to address this, because those that should address it, they are the ones. They are the ones. They feel that it is their brethren, it is their kinsmen. Buhari is a Fulani. Governor Kaduna State Rufai is Fulani. Most of the northern governors are Fulanis, so that has made this evil to continue. Therefore, I want to call on the indigenous people of Nigeria, the indigenous Hausas in northern Nigeria and other minority tribes, to rise up against this evil. If we refuse to rise up, and I also know that there are some Fulanis that are well-meaning Fulanis who are also not happy with this thing, who are also not supporting this evil. I also want you to call on your brethren, to call the attention of your kinsmen, the Fulanis, against this evil, and to expose them. Don't hide them. Don't give them a covering. Expose them. If we collectively put our effort together, if we collectively expose this evil will stop. this evil will stop. Therefore, please, I want to call on the indigenous Nigerians to gang up against this evil. And if you refuse to do that, this evil will eventually consume us. Thank you so much. Because I believe not only the Nigerian.
Thank you, Jare, my brother. Now, the message me I'm interested in. Do you understand? This is somebody who also lost his own relative or his own relation to these cold-hearted killers. And as small, they say that small, when the bedu enter body, when the bedu enter body, everybody go shake body, when the bedu enter body. May Nigeria not happen to you. May Nigeria not happen to me. It is actually a life-saving prayer that you probably won't understand until it happens to you. So, guys, I'm going to ask us to take a minute. So, now, you need to engage with the broadcast. Don't just make the chat and all of that alone, okay? So let's take a minute. We have over 2,000 of us right now. Can we take a moment and take that offering basket? Can we take it to 1,000 and above? At least you can spare a minute. Like this video. If this is your first time of watching Mayegun, you can also take a minute to subscribe onto my channel. Then we'll continue. If you really enjoy it so far, would you mind? Now let's take that to at least 1,500. Can you do that? I will check that out. So a minute. So let me tell you the advantage of that. Okay. I mean, if you sit down with me for over an hour and you've not left, that means you are enjoying what you are seeing. You are enjoying this presentation, aren't you? So then you would like to see more, won't you? So if you are going to want to see more, show that you enjoyed it, engage with it, like the video, like the broadcast, share it if you haven't really shared it, all right? And then other people will see it too, just same way you came across it. So we are just at 768. I'm going to wait until we get to 1,200 before we continue, as usual. This time around, I'm not going to take a break. I'm just going to sit down here and I'm going to be checking, like all of you. So let's take a minute or two now to do that, okay? So that is to say, I actually have real people watching me. And these are not just, just bots and all that. So if we have over 2,000 of us, then we can take this to a 1,000 within 2 minutes. Take a minute break. Yeah, you should take a minute break and do that. So we are currently at over 800. We need 200 more. So can 200 of you take your time and do just that? Because this is going to be like the part 2 of this conversation. Some people who felt like, no, I don't want to be liking the video, Jared. They are already leaving. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this, it simply means you can leave. I mean, it's a choice. So I am not going to proceed until we get to that 1,000. Just to let you know that it's important that not just, engaging typing. It takes longer time to type your comments. You know that, than to just close the chat room and like the video. I know many people are watching on their screens, on their TV. But even if you are watching on your screen, on your TV at home, you can also grab your mobile phone and go on YouTube, the same broadcast, and just do the needful, as I said. So thank you very much to all of you who actually did that, because that's the point. There are people that will do it. There are people that will be like, my friend, continue, Jare. Ogbeni, continue, Jare. Leave like alone. I'm not here because I want to like. Continue. I know. So to those of you who actually did, thank you. It is this Fulani invasion that led to the request for the protection of the Yorubas, since we are no longer safe. Not because we couldn't call on the military to protect us, but because the military is compromised. The police is compromised. The security apparatus in Nigeria are compromised. We are on our own, and you dare not put together a team of fighters or resistance, who will resist them, you may be killed for it. This is the reality. Something happened there in Ondo State. But before I get to that, to some of you who probably understand the Hausa very well, one of those terrorists who always have the presence and attention of the Nigerian, politicians, government agents, government officials, who are always advocating for their rights to justify the killings that they are carrying out. These terrorists are not hiding anything. They said God did not give them guns. Abacha did not give them guns. You know what? It is the government, the politicians who gave them guns. And they told them that after 2015, if they win, that they were going to take care of them. They didn't take care of them. That's why they are doing what they are doing. And for them too, the Fulani terrorists, Buhari know why they are doing what they are doing. I don't to understand Hausa, but help me.
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin nan. Bahilla ce saniya aka san shi da ita sai noma. Saniya ba ta haihuwa bindiga AK-47. Bahilla ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK-47. Gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu. Mu kuma wallahi dalilin da ya sa billahi lazi shekara na 7 ina makarantar allo. Amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abun wallahi ina mamaki kullum ina tunanin rayuwata. Saboda mahaifana akalla a kasar dan banga da su.
That's what he said there. Now them they give us this. They said they'll give us makaranta. Makaranta is school. So they didn't give us anything. They lied to us. Then Yoruba said, let us start Amotekun. Let us start our own security. If the Nigerian police, because every time you arrest any Fulani terrorist in Yoruba land for the crime they've committed, yeah, and you take them to the police station, you are likely going to be arrested in its place. How dare you arrest a Fulani terrorist? You the craze? You know, say this is Nigeria, Nigeria, baby. So you'll be arrested. Your family will have to look for money. So many of your family members will blame you. What to be your own with Fulani this thing? What to concern you? Now they're asking us to go and bring 200,000 naira to bail you, or they are going to carry you to Abuja. What is your problem? That's how terrible it is. So some people now decided that, well, they won't have to report them because even when you hand them over to the police, they get released. And they can go on and do it again. You get what I mean now? So then the politicians said, you know what? Government in the southwest Nigeria said, let us start a security outfit by law. They made laws, and the law started what should have been as the community policing, to provide community policing and prevent all these terrorists who are carrying AK-47, kidnapping people, ransacking villages, killing people in their homes, on their farms. To put an end to that, because everybody knows those behind it. Everybody knows those behind it. Before now, when you talk about this Fulani terrorist, an average northerner will take offense. But they are also seeing the light now, because they are also being killed. The same ethnic cleansing that we're talking about is actually prevalent in northern Nigeria. Terribly so. So when you see anything, they will say, oh, yeah, you know, don't call them the Fulani and all of that. Anyway, they started security outfit, and it's been a battle between the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land, the Yoruba people, my people, and the Nigerian security forces. The latest one, now when the terrorists decided, when the Amotekun decided to apprehend the Fulani herdsmen who are violating the ban on open grazing. You know, there is a ban on open grazing in southern Nigeria. You cannot move cows in southern Nigeria, and it's a crime. So Amotekun now decided to execute that, to implement that law. You know what happened? Now, so Nigerian soldiers show up. Amotekun, they've arrested all the herders. They've arrested their cows. They were going to take them to their own place. Now, so military show up. Now, so big happen. For those who can manage to see this video, it's very, very poor. But just listen.
The soldiers are beating Amotekun people for seizing their cows. They are seriously beating them now. They are maltreating them. They return the cow back to the farm. See, they are beating Amotekun people. See them beating Amotekun people. I don't know. See the soldiers. See the soldiers. See the soldiers. They are beating the Amotekun people for seizing their cows. They are beating the Amotekun people for seizing their cows.
Imagine, oh. Amotekun person will say, do you want to join Amotekun? Say, yes, I want to join Amotekun. We'll provide security. We'll defend Yoruba land. We'll follow the law. Soldier can't beat you on the streets. And there's nothing your governor will do other than to give a press statement. We condemn this attack. It's unacceptable. We want to see all the soldiers who carried out this thing, as if to say they are superiors and not those who gave them the authorization to do that. Now that is it right on your face. It's right there in your face. Yoruba land, Ondo State. There is law. There is this group established by law, but in Nigeria, that law, when it gets to the Fulani, it becomes nothing because they are above the law. How do you then say Yoruba should continue to be part of this contraption, in your own opinion? How do you feel comfortable saying that after knowing what you know? How? These are what we know that made many of us to say we'll spread the message, we'll talk to a lot of people, educate ourselves, open their minds, see why people are saying this from another perspective, get better understanding, process it, and you will see the picture clearer. Your decision-making potential will change, especially if you have known what you now know. So if they tell you government is protecting the Fulani terrorist, you have the evidence. You have the evidence. And it is sad. There are people who want to be respected in our society, in Yoruba land. There are also people who don't give a damn. They have remained mute, blind, deaf, dumb about the whole thing, simply because of what they are getting or what they want to get from Nigeria. What stops a reasonable people to come together, reasonable people who claim to be leaders, to come together and say, if we continue to drag our people with Nigeria, their future is doomed. We can't continue like this. This is no longer about being president or being governor or being anything. There is no future for our people here. They are doomed. In next 10 years, it will be a worse thing. But many of us will never let that happen. And that is why they are also jailing activists and releasing terrorists. But that doesn't make it right. Do you know that? That Nigeria is jailing activists and releasing terrorists or pardoning terrorists doesn't make it right. That's why we said all the atrocities committed by these terrorists and those who are covering for them, backing them, and making sure that they have a place called Operation Safe Corridor. When they no longer have that immunity, when they no longer have that influence, they must be held accountable, one by one. All of them. All of them. So do you get where we're coming from now? That is why many of us, the Yorubas in diaspora, we want to continue to encourage ourselves, to understand the position that the politicians in Yoruba land, the position they have put us in. It is a very, very sad position. There is no single popular political frontrunner in Yoruba land that is bold enough to detail the atrocities that Yorubas are going through. Just same way, all those Olori Bruku terrorists in Babariga, who call themselves lawmakers from northern Nigeria, so many of them, they no longer go to their constituencies. They just write the result for them because their constituencies are now controlled by terrorists. But they are in Abuja talking about Nigeria, hiding all these atrocities there and shutting down any kind of idea that could probably end this kind of a bloodletting. But Yoruba politicians, what are they doing? They want to be governors. They want to be presidents. They want to be senators. Therefore, talking about these atrocities is against Nigeria. And they don't want to be against Nigeria, but they still want to present themselves as those who love Yoruba land. Majority of them are actually saying that they love Nigeria now. Their Nigerianness is better and bigger than their Yorubaness. So do you know why some of us have seen and said, where do you want to start from? Where exactly do you want to start fixing this marginalization and this bloodletting? Where do you want to start from? The structure is obvious, fractured, non-existent, right? Then politicians who always know how to milk it are telling you they have alternative. With what you have heard so far, you are in for a longer thing. And many of us don't want to be part of that. We will expose what the politicians in Yoruba land don't want the world to see. We will spend our money exposing the atrocities of the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land and the cover-up of the Nigerian government. We will document them, profile them, and then we will put them in a file that we will share with the rest of the world. When we are holding them responsible, we can hold them and their generations responsible as well. Yoruba land is bleeding. Our economy has been destroyed by these terrorists, but they are not telling you. Buhari's government for 7 years decided to shut down our border for no just reason, other than he said he wanted to control smugglers of those who smuggled rice, food into Nigeria or outside Nigeria. But the same Buhari who announced the land border closure in Nigeria 3.5 years ago, the same Buhari has kept the borderless, porous borders in northern Nigeria opened. And what has been the result of that for 7 years? Since these terrorists have been crossing the border, they have been wreaking havoc economically. They have been destroying lives and properties. And guess what? They have also been paid for it by the government, who said, once they repent, why else do you want them to be punished? Exactly. That is the position of the government of Nigeria. If they repent, why do you want them to be punished? Let's integrate them. Let's put them back in the society. Let's reintegrate them into the military, into the police. Let's use their old training of killing people and put the uniform on them so that they can now start killing people officially. Since they have been doing it unofficially, guess what? That is the position of Nigeria government. And that is a position that an educated and enlightened Yoruba political leader, those who love Yoruba land, Biafra land as well, those who love their people, they can never settle down and be like, look away, pretend that it's a matter of time, right? Once Buhari is gone, this whole problem will be gone. It's never going away. It is deeper. And that's why they call it a deep state. Terrorists are being forgiven. Terrorists are being rewarded. Activists are being jailed. Activists are being killed. Innocent people are being framed. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for just one thing. For those of you who have probably listened to his message with an open mind where you are not listening to what Nigeria told you or what Nigeria is telling you. Remember, everything Nigeria tells you is just to make you be on their side. Most of the time, they appeal to your fear. Oh man, they appeal to our fear a lot. Do you want to be killed? Do you want to be this? Do you want to be jailed? Do you want to lose your family? They can kill your this. Oh, they will take your properties. The fear in us is what they appeal to. Yes, we know the problem is much, but watch your mouth. My friend, watch your mouth. Watch where you go to. My friend, watch who you talk to. All these things are the existential fear that the rogues, the politicians, their allies, their friends, all over the place, who work hand in hand in this oppressive industry, oppressive contraption called Nigeria. They appeal to them most of the time. And then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decided never to, let's put it this way. He decided to look beyond the fear. He decided to look fear in his face. And that is unacceptable to the oligarchs, to the businessmen, the business contractors of Nigeria, the owners of Nigeria. They decided to misconstrue his message. His call for referendum is now misconstrued as a call for war. They are not just talking it. They are spending a fortune to convince an average Nigerian that referendum is war. And it's not actually a conversation. about the people which everybody knows are of different ethnic nationalities that they were forced together, not by their own union and agreement. Now, having a conversation around that, when the dominance and takeover, agenda of one ethnic nationality is now strangulating other ethnic nationalities in that same country, shouldn't you have a conversation about it? Shouldn't the people decide if they still want to be part of it or not? Nnamdi Kanu asked for a referendum. They gave him a bullet. That's exactly what happened. Let's talk about if the Igbos still want to be part of Nigeria. If the Biafrans still want to continue to exist with Nigeria, let's have that conversation. If we don't have that conversation, we will continue to promote and advocate for Biafra. And if you kill us, we will defend ourselves. We know that Nigeria is always a bloodletting center of Africa, that the victims are always blamed for the crimes of their killers. Nigeria killed dreams. Nigeria killed Nigerians. Nigeria killed Nigerians and denied them in death because they blamed them in death. So Nigeria is a place where victims are blamed. And the high-handedness of rogues and criminals who chose to be authoritarian, do as I say, not as I do. They always blame the victims. This is why, for those who are not Biafrans, and those who are Biafrans too, are living in denial and justifying the high-handedness of this rogue government, who choose bullets over a cup of tea. A conversation that could be held where people can put in all of this into a vote. So they decided to kill innocent people. They targeted them. They profiled them. Even though the noise of one Nigeria, which is absolutely not one. An Igbo man can be president of Nigeria, especially in this Nigeria, because they don't trust the Igbos. Now, this is something that is unwritten, but it exists. They tell you they are one, but tell them to vote for an Igbo president to start the healing of the massacre of the Igbos in 1967 to 1970. But Nigerian government spent a fortune to blame the Igbos for the millions they killed. And today, they ensure that the history has been removed completely from our curriculum. And whenever you have to read the history, these are the history written by the villains, the criminals who present themselves as heroes, the genocidists who presented themselves as heroes of humanity. They said, if you let the history of the jungle to be written by the animals, there will be a little or no space for the hunters that brags about how mighty, invincible he was, fighting the deadliest of the deadliest animal in the jungle. Because it is always the hunter that